Think, Ava, think. Scott, it's Ava. I need you. Like I've never needed you before.
We tried to be careful. I don't know what injuries she has.
Thanks. We'll take it from here.
Hey everyone! Today, I'm fired up about the latest drama unfolding. I'm really hoping Ava gets what's coming to her. Sonny needs to see those photos of Ava with Kristina stat. I'm also keeping my fingers crossed that TJ stays away from Kristina when they get to the hospital. His hostility towards her is shocking, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him disappear from the show entirely. Speaking of TJ, he's shown he's not exactly father material, suggesting that Alexis should choose one child over another. Not a good look. It's clear he's not ready for the responsibility of parenting. On a brighter note, the performances this week were top-notch. Dante's interrogation of Ava had me thinking of Columbo and Kojak with his sharp observations. He could clearly see through Ava's lies. I'm still baffled as to why she didn't just walk out instead of spinning such a far-fetched story. Ava's move with Jagger's bag was a massive mistake. It might have been her chance at saving herself. And the whole ice and shoe situation, totally absurd. I'm really hoping Kristina pulls through after her fall into the pool, and I'm worried about the baby too. Sonny is going to be absolutely livid when he finds out Ava's been arrested. Things are definitely going to get worse for her. I have doubts about the first surrogate's miscarriage. I think she lied because she couldn't bear to let go of the pregnancy. I'm hoping she'll come back with the baby and run into TJ and Molly, and when they see the baby, the truth will come out. Alexis did warn TJ, Molly, and Kristina that things would get messy, but they didn't listen. Poor Kristina, she's so devoted to her baby. When she woke up, her first concern wasn't for herself or even Ava. All she wanted to know was if her baby was okay. She also asked for Sonny, who's always been her rock. Sonny will definitely make sure TJ and Molly don't exploit her vulnerable state to make a claim on her baby. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. I'm relieved that Trina finally spoke up and shared what she saw. It's great to see her seeing Ava for who she really is now. As for Jocelyn, she definitely took her time flipping Kristina onto her back. But the real issue here was her response. First, she finally stops talking and takes some advice. Someone do something. Then she goes to the edge, extends her arms, and yells, "Everyone stay back," even though no one was approaching the pool. Crowd control wasn't really needed at that moment. Kudos to her for calling 911 though. When she jumped in, I was yelling at her to turn Kristina over so her head would be above water. I think she might have heard me. It was good that she gave Gio instructions about the backboard and held Kristina in the water until it could be applied. However, I didn't see her checking if Kristina was breathing while she was in the water. Jocelyn could use a refresher on lifeguard training. Luckily, everyone heard the scream and the glass breaking, or she might have had her back turned to the pool, like she tends to do during every shift. And seriously, how did Jocelyn manage to stay completely dry when the paramedics arrived? Plus, why did she think she needed to tell them where the patient was? Oh, and why didn't she mention to the paramedics that she's pregnant? It's pretty obvious, but she didn't know Brooklyn had already informed 911. I'm really fed up with TJ at this point. Ava deserves an award for the most blatant lies told in a single episode. It felt like every word out of her mouth was a lie. If Kristina ends up losing her uterus, this baby will be her only chance at having a child of her own. And that's when the real baby drama will unfold. Honestly, I think Jocelyn might have found her calling again. As for Kristina, I'm not too invested in her personal outcome. It actually made the show less boring. But I'm genuinely concerned about what will happen to the baby now. And Blaze should definitely be involved in the storyline. I'm not interested in anyone else's opinions on this. There's been a lot of chatter about Jocelyn not moving fast enough. But let's set the record straight. She did everything she needed to do. Sure, she was initially in shock, so was everyone else. But once she realized what had happened, she sprang into action and saved Kristina's life. Ava's so caught up in her web of lies that she doesn't even seem to understand that the truth is far more believable than the ridiculous story she cooked up. Jocelyn did a good job guiding Gio through the procedure, but there were some delays. She didn't jump into the pool quickly enough, and once she was in, it took her too long to turn Kristina over and check if she was breathing. That said, I'm really impressed with how Jocelyn Jacks leaped into action, using her first aid knowledge to save Kristina Corinthos Davis with Giovanni Palmieri's help. I hope Kristina survives, and that the baby is okay too. Ava Jerome definitely needs to be held accountable for what happened. I'm hoping Ava gets what's coming to her, and then some. She's trying to use Kristina against Sonny to prove she's a better parent, but honestly, neither Ava nor Sonny should have custody of Avery. Avery belongs with Carly. Carly loves her, Avery loves Mama Carly, and Avery and Donna are very close. It's a win-win situation all around. And let's not forget, it's not Molly and TJ's baby. It's Kristina and TJ's baby. Nothing was signed in advance, so Molly couldn't possibly have known how she would feel about the baby until she was pregnant. TJ has been overreacting from the start, looking for problems, and now he's even berating Alexis to choose between her daughters. That's audacious, especially since she warned them this could happen. Of course, Kristina has no memory of the incident, which probably means she'll slip into a coma, and Ava will continue lying. Ava really messed up by moving the bag she tripped on and replacing items like the shoes. Even though she's back to her old tricks, I was practically yelling at her through the TV. She was only making things worse. I have to say that ending on Thursday really shocked me, and it's good to be surprised once in a while. G8 is getting more exciting, and I can't wait to see how this plot unfolds. Ava really tried to pull one over on Dante, didn't she? I'm a huge fan of Dante. He slapped those cuffs on like lightning. I was so pumped, I stood up and clapped. Sonny's going to see those photos soon because Brick will definitely give him the heads up. Sonny's got to see this. Ava's biggest blunder, besides everything else, was staying in her room. She should have gone downstairs to check on Kristina. It would have made her look less suspicious. Also, no CPR was applied after Kristina was face down in the water for several minutes. And those wooden window gates, tripping over a bag might make her hit the window, but she would have flown out with some force, not very believable. It looked like she was pushed out. I'm predicting that Kristina will end up in a coma and wake up thinking the baby is hers, along with Blaze. Just a hunch. On a different note, I hope they find Kate's bags in Ava's room, and that the pictures Brick took make their way to the PCPD. It's time for Kate's to disappear. His own superiors are after him after all. TJ and Molly are really getting on my nerves. They just feed off each other and then go after Kristina, adding to her stress. You'd think TJ, being a doctor, would know better, but apparently not. He's even turning sisters against each other. TJ had the nerve to blame Alexis for everything. I'd keep both TJ and Molly away from Kristina and the baby. I don't trust either of them. The only downside to the episode was listening to TJ rant while we knew Kristina was on her way to the hospital. Not that it will change anything for him. He'll likely blame Kristina for falling out of the window. The only character I dislike more than TJ is Jagger. Honestly, I think it's time for TJ to take a tumble himself. And while Kristina hasn't been perfect, at least she and Molly are trying to work things out. TJ made it clear today that he's ready for a fight. It was definitely an unexpected turn of events. In real life, people would have acted faster, but this is a soap opera after all. I'm hoping Kristina and the baby come out okay, and that the writers don't take another child from us. Sasha's baby loss was heartbreaking. Even though TJ is being a jerk, he and Molly should still get the baby. It's clear Kristina is at the center of it all. She put herself in a dangerous situation and failed to protect her baby. I understand why TJ and Molly are angry. They have every right to be. Kristina's reckless behavior has caused so much turmoil, and I'm really tired of everyone treating her like she's untouchable. When will Alexis stand up for Molly? She has more than one daughter after all. Dante's being a bit blind here. Kristina is both hateful and violent, and it's frustrating that Dante doesn't seem to see it. Yes, Ava is lying, but Dante needs to wake up and recognize the truth about his sister. I love Kristina, but this situation is her fault. She started something that should never have happened. While I don't want to see any child harmed, I feel like this storyline was flawed from the start. Ava's actions are only making things worse. TJ has every right to be angry, but he should have been firmer and insisted on a proper surrogate and a donor egg. Shout out to Jocelyn for doing everything she could to help. It was touching when she said, "She's my sister," and rode with Kristina to the hospital. Even as a lifeguard, seeing something like that is shocking. I finally got to watch yesterday's and today's episodes, and I have a few questions. Why did everyone wait so long to help? And why did the paramedics take so long to move in the ambulance? Also, has the actress playing Ava been losing weight? I've noticed it over the past few episodes, especially today. Biggest question: is Sonny finally going to take action against Ava? And is Brooklyn pregnant in real life? Her stomach looked a bit rounder than usual in today's episode, but I could be mistaken. Has anyone noticed that the Metro Court seems cursed? Since Carly took over from Jax, it's been a series of disasters, hostage situations, murders, bombings, stabbings, and shootings. There was the incident where Curtis was temporarily paralyzed. Dex got beaten up by Sonny, and Ned almost drowned due to Nina's actions. Carly even got publicly arrested there. Now the latest tragedy, Kristina falling 3 stories from Ava's hotel suite window into the pool. At this point, Carly might as well sell the hotel. It seems like too much bad karma. I'm seeing a lot of frustration about TJ and his reaction. Some of you are questioning why TJ is so upset, but honestly, if someone was moving like Kristina, you'd probably be just as concerned. The truth is, Kristina wants to keep the baby for herself, despite Alexa's warning that this situation was problematic from the start. It's also worth noting that Jocelyn could have shown a bit more emotion. Kristina is technically her older stepsister through Carly and Sonny's multiple marriages, so you'd expect a bit more urgency in her lifeguard duties. Her lack of motivation fell off considering the gravity of the situation. That scene was one of the most dramatic we've seen on GH. The big question now is whether TJ will be able to save Kristina and their baby. It's high time Ava comes clean about her role in this incident. The Daytime Emmy Awards are coming up, and I have to say, the acting has been top-notch. Kristina and her stunt double did a fantastic job, and I'm looking forward to Monday's episode. Kudos to the GH writers for bringing such intense drama. TJ's reaction is understandable. How would you feel if someone was about to betray your trust by keeping a baby they were supposed to carry for you? Remember, this is their second attempt at surrogacy. The first surrogate stole their baby and claimed she had a miscarriage. Now, all eyes are on Kristina. It's frustrating how she's treated like she's made of glass. I hate that Ava has been turned into an irredeemable supervillain. They did the same thing to Nina, but she managed to redeem herself. Ava, on the other hand, seems doomed to be vilified forever. Sonny, with his so-called heart of gold, will find out about Ava's involvement. Even though it was an accident, people will assume Ava pushed Kristina, and Sonny might end up taking drastic action. Just like he did with AJ, everyone will cover for Sonny, and Avery will be told a story that paints Sonny as blameless. The question is, Will Kristina tell the truth about Ava or lie to protect Avery? First off, the criticism of TJ is getting a bit ridiculous. If he seemed indifferent, you'd probably call him a deadbeat dad. Instead, he's been genuinely concerned for Molly, who's dealing with the trauma of her condition and the loss of their first surrogate. TJ's also noticed Kristina's growing attachment to the baby. Remember, TJ grew up watching Kristina get into trouble, so his frustration is understandable, especially with her stirring the pot about his breakup with Molly. As for Ava, I have zero sympathy. It seems like karma is catching up with her for what she did to Sonny. Ava knew Sonny's medication wasn't working but stayed silent. She also made things worse for Jason and Michael by exploiting Sonny's bipolar breakdown. Now, Ava's forcing Sonny's pharmacist to give him placebos, aiming for a complete mental collapse so Sonny will lose Avery. Ava did the same to Morgan out of jealousy for his love for Kiki. It's time for Ava to face the music. I'm catching up on the episodes, and while Sonny's profession is debatable, it's clear he was wrong in this situation. Sonny took excellent care of his brother Stone, and that's what made Robin fall for him. And let's talk about Lois. She really needs to stop trying to control everyone. When Brooklyn asked her about her conversation with Sonny, Lois couldn't give a straight answer. Lois got burned by Sonny before over the record label and his questionable funds. Now she's making sure this time the money is clean. It's all coming full circle. So Kristina's decision to visit Ava's hotel room while 9 months pregnant. Not the safest choice, especially when she's carrying someone else's child and trying to argue her case. It seems like Kristina keeps making questionable decisions. Maybe it's a generational thing, but no one treated me with kid gloves when I was pregnant. There was never any special treatment or don't upset her talk. I lived my life fully and handled all emotions as they came. I might be missing something, but was Kristina deemed high risk? Hearing that line just grates on me. And TJ, he's seriously overstepping by asking Alexis to choose between her daughters. How can he make such a demand? The situation is already tough for Alexis without adding more pressure. It's not about choosing one over the other. It's about doing what's right. Kristina agreed to carry the child, and now she's threatening to back out. How do you agree to help create and carry a child and then act like you have no obligation? Alexis warned them from the start that this surrogacy plan was flawed. TJ didn't even want Kristina to do it, but Molly pressured him into agreeing. Kristina should have realized the gravity of the situation when Molly spoke about their plans, which was part of her motivation to keep the baby. Visiting Ava and expecting her to retract the subpoena was unrealistic. Kristina could have presented her side in court, which might have been more effective. What's going to be interesting is when Sonny finds out about Ava's involvement with Kate's, and that it was his bag Kristina tripped over. Ava's finally going to face some real consequences for her actions. She's always managed to evade getting caught, but it seems her luck might be running out. What do you think is next for Kristina, TJ, and Ava? First off, Ava's attempt to stage the room and concoct that flimsy story was a mess. Why not just leave the bag where it was and tell the truth? Dante might have been more inclined to believe her if she hadn't made such a hash of things. And seriously, closing the curtains? That just made her look even more suspicious. It's like she's digging her own grave when it comes to her custody battle. Chase should have been with Dante during that conversation. As a family member, he needed to be there to witness the exchange. Otherwise, Dante might get accused of mistreating Ava down the line. And Brooklyn, she needs to stop being everyone's fixer. What happens between Blaze and her mother is their business. Why lie about who came up with the new music launch plan? Blaze's mother did introduce the idea to Sonny, who agreed as long as Brooklyn ran the record label. I don't get why some GH fans are turning against TJ and Molly. They're both understandably worried that the child they dreamed of having is being taken away. Their reaction is normal. It's Kristina who's changing the rules after everyone agreed on the surrogacy terms. Alexis saw this mess coming from the start, and maybe everyone should have listened to her. I hope they can work things out, because if not, someone will be hurt, and the Davis family could be irreparably damaged. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I'll see you in the next video for more discussions. Thanks for watching.